Hello and welcome to a film review hosted by the Light Cinema in Warsaw. Today we're going to be looking at Christopher Nolan's new film Dunkirk. Now Christopher Nolan's known for his films like the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, Interstellar and many other great films, but does this film deliver as well as the other films that he's created? Now Christopher Nolan both wrote and directed this film. It stars Mark Rylance, Cillian Murphy, Tom Hardy and also One Direction singer Harry Styles. Now to give you an idea of this plot, if you know your history or you'll know it already, it's all based on true events. British and French soldiers have been surrounded by German forces in World War II and it was the British public's job to get in their fishing boats, go over and save the stranded soldiers. Now if I get straight into my positives, this film captured Dunkirk perfectly. Obviously I wasn't there, I don't know anyone who can tell me stories of what was there, but I imagine this film captured exactly what it was like to be there. You felt like you were a soldier at Dunkirk. The direction by Christopher Nolan is mesmerising and honestly, before I get into my rating, I have to say this is probably one of his best films, if not his best. It's up there with The Dark Knight for me and that's a big thing because The Dark Knight's probably in my top 10 favourite films overall. Now the performances in this film across the board are all great, including Harry Styles, who's known for singing in One Direction, and he's a supporting character in this film, but he does his job, he puts in a great performance. Moving on to Hans Zimmer's score, it was incredible. It was intense throughout, but it was also subtle when it needed to be. Another massive positive is the pacing of this film. Now the film isn't too long, which I think is a massive positive. If it was any longer, it could have dragged and could have took away from the intensity of the film. Another thing about Dunkirk is it's told in a non-linear narrative. It's not all told in the same chronological order, it mixes it up a bit and I think that helps massively because it means you're thinking about what's happening, you're looking at the consequences of what happens from characters' actions in different points of views and different times, and I think that worked perfectly. And the last positive I'm going to give is this film had great finality for all the characters and had a very strong emotional ending. Now I don't have any major negatives with this film, I think it was as close to perfect as it could have been, but if I could pick one out, it could have maybe been R-rated. I think it could have showed the horror of the event a bit more, but even so they needed to get more people to watch the film because if it's R-rated it limits their audience. I understand why they made it PG-13 or 12 in the UK so more people could watch it. Maybe seeing a bit more blood and guts, seeing people's bodies blowing up a bit more, I don't know, it wouldn't really have helped the film too much, but if I could think of one negative that would have to be it. Overall I love this film, it's up there with the best of Christopher Nolan's film and it's definitely in my top 3, 4, 5 films of the year. I'm going to give Dunkirk a 10 out of 10.